And this is my kitchen. This is Henry, and he's putting our dry ingredients for our pizza dough in the bowl right now. He's my little helper. Today we're making a pizza with roasted grapes, Havarti, and caraway seeds. It's a great recipe for someone who doesn't think they like caraway seeds. I was one of those people, but now this is, I'm a converter, so this is great. What Henry is doing is he's putting our dry ingredients into the mixer. This is 3/4 of a cup of whole wheat flour, a cup and a half of all-purpose flour, and a teaspoon of kosher salt. Good job, pal. While he's doing that, I'm going to tell you what we got in here. This is our yeast mixture. Now this is, you got it, baby? This is a tablespoon of active dry yeast with a teaspoon of sugar and 3/4 of a cup of lukewarm water. That means between 110 and 115 degrees, like bath water. So we're going to put all this flour in here. Big boy. Alright. And we're going to mix in our yeast mixture. Right, Kiddo, you want to help Mommy turn it on? I do it? Alright, I'm going to do it.
The big fast.
Big and fast? Okay.
I'm not put any flour on the floor.
You don't want to put any flour on the floor. That's right, pal. Alright. And so we're going to actually mix this, just with the mixer attachment, for 6 minutes until you get kind of a crumbly or shaggy dough. We're going to add in 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil once it starts to get mixed together. It's really important that it's extra virgin olive oil. There's a lot more flavor in that. And so again, 5 to 6 minutes until it becomes pretty crumbly. Like I said, after about 5 or 6 minutes, what you have is something that looks something like this. It's kind of crumbly. You can tell it's doughy if you push it together, but it's not quite a dough ball yet.
Oh God.
At this point, we're going to switch to dough hook. Stick that guy in there. Again, flip it on. You're going to knead this for about another 6 minutes until it becomes a ball. You might have to get in there with your hands and squish it together. It depends on how your machine is working that day. Okay, so after about 6 minutes, you're going to get a ball of dough that you're going to put in a well-greased bowl. Flip it around a couple times so it's nice and oily. Cover with plastic wrap. Let it rise for about an hour until about doubled. While that's happening, we get to grate cheese and caramelized onions and roast grapes. Right, baby? What do you want to help me do? You want to help me grate the cheese? Yeah. Okay. Henry's going to grate cheese while I get some onions on this side, pal. Good boy. Okay. Alright, so we're going to caramelize onions, one of my favorite ingredients. Olive oil. I don't know. I don't ever measure olive oil. A couple teaspoons. This is 1 medium-sized onion, sliced in slivers. In about a medium-high pan. We are going to put a good amount of salt, pepper, and I like to add sugar to my onions when I'm caramelizing them. It just kind of helps it along a little bit, makes them even more sweet. That was about a teaspoon or so. Flip that around a little bit. Alright, roasted grapes. Incredibly easy, incredibly delicious. Don't think about grape jelly. It's not going to come out cloyingly sweet because we're going to add some salt and pepper to it. So we got about, again, a couple teaspoons of olive oil. This is about 2 handfuls of red grapes. Put that around in the oil. Again, very simply seasoned. Good amount of freshly cracked black pepper. Good few pinches of salt. And again, a little bit of sugar. I know they're grapes and they're sweet already, but this just kind of helps it along a little bit. Mix that up together. These are going to go into a 450-degree oven for about 10 to 12, 15 minutes. About the same time that these onions are going to take. Over here, I have a teaspoon of caraway seeds that I have toasted on low to medium heat in a dry saucepan. You'll know they're done when you start to smell them. All right, while you've got your grapes roasting and your onions caramelizing, we've got about 8 ounces of Havarti cheese that we are grating up. Henry's eaten about half of it. If you pop your cheese, anything that's a little bit softer than desired when it comes to grating, pop it in the freezer and it grates a lot easier. Okay, so it's been about 10 to 12 minutes and this is what the onion looks like after we've caramelized. It's all shrunk down and gotten all nice and brown and golden. And then these are what the grapes look like after about the same amount of time in a 425 to 450 degree oven. And they get shrivelly and really, really syrupy sweet, but the salt's going to help counteract that sweetness. It'll be great. And then we are going to assemble our pizza. All right, pizza time. So this is our dough that we made in the beginning. It rose for an hour till about double. We punched it down, spread it out into a well-greased cookie sheet. Our oven's still at 425. And now we're going to do the fun stuff, assemble it. So this is the cheese, the 8 ounces, give or take a few bites from Henry. Meanwhile, he's having lunch in the other room. It's a little bit hard to get him to hold his attention this long. So we're not trying to make this really, really pretty. We're just trying to get everything on here kind of evenly. All right, so there's your Havarti cheese. Again, about 8 ounces grated. Right here is our roasted grapes and caramelized onion mixture. I'm going to go ahead and add in our teaspoon of toasted caraway seeds. Tell you what, toasting a seed, a nut, a spice, it really, really brings out the flavors. Especially if you've had some that have been sitting in the cupboard. We're all guilty of that. You know, over 3 months and it's just starting to get kind of stale. Helps that out a lot. All right, so we're going to spread this out. Missed one here. And again, we're not looking for perfection. Just want to get it all evenly out here. Spread around. Leave a little bit around the edge, you know, so we can have the crust to hold on to. Once we get all this evenly distributed, we're going to pop this back in to the 425 degree oven, and it's going to take about 10 to 12 minutes. All right, here she is. Looks so great. Now what you want to do when you take it out of the oven, ideally you should let it rest for at least 5 minutes. You're going to burn your tongue, your cheese is going to go everywhere. I like my crust a little underdone. If you like yours more, put it in for maybe 3 more minutes. This was about 12 minutes for me. You might want to go 15 minutes if you like a crispy crust. What do you think, pal? Does it look good? Okay, you want to help me cut?
Yeah.
Cut it in any shape that you would like. Okay. Now is the moment of truth.
See what I do?
I'm telling you, it's delicious. If it sounds weird to you, you have to try it. It's so great. The caraway really, really matches great with the sweetness of the grapes, and then there's enough salt, so it's not too sweet. It's great. Thank you so much for joining me and Henry in our kitchen. We're gonna see what this looks like after he's done with it. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.